everybody. We are back with the Back to Me podcast. It is great to be back. I'm shocked at myself that we are back. I'm shocked that I allowed myself to come back so soon. We are here now and we have a lot to talk about. And if you're wondering why there was a bit of a break, the truth is I was just tired of talking. If we're going to be honest, I was tired of talking. I talk a lot every single day. Like literally what I do for a living is talking. And, there's events every month. And I was supposed to be back in, the beginning of the year. I had just so many events. I was doing so much travel. My one-to-one clients, my group coaching clients, my executive clients, my corporate training, all talking. Okay? Writing a book, talking. It's a version of talking, inner talking, expressed through physical writing. Talking to my fiance, got to talk to her, very important. Talking to other people in my life, family, friends. Okay, there's a lot of talking. Everyone's asking me, my marketing team were like, oh, you have to record some things. No, it's more talking. I just needed a break from talking. Just, especially, working with so many people. I'm working with people I've ever worked with. Every year after year, it's just been, especially the last 3 years, it's been a lot. There's so much energy coming out, so much talking, so much thinking. I just got tired of talking. Like, that's just the truth. I was tired of talking because I talk so much every day. And also because this, even though there's so many of you listening and tuning in, I don't have that gratification of your reaction when I'm coaching and speaking on stage, doing events. I have the reaction, I have the facial expression, I have the energy, the laughter, the standing ovations, the clapping, the screaming from the terraces, all those things happen every event. I have that. So of course I do that every day. However, when I'm talking into this camera here and all I'm seeing is myself, it doesn't inspire me as much to keep talking in those moments. And that brings me to the topic of why I said we have to bring back the podcast. People have been writing me, you've been asking. And, today, the topic of today's podcast, the comeback episode is don't try, just do. Because, I've been trying to to do it for a while, but you can't try. If you try, you're just never going to do anything. And I really want you to write the word try down and put a big X through it. And I never want you to try again. So trying doesn't work. If I was trying to record a podcast, you wouldn't be listening to this. You're listening to the podcast now because I just did it. I've said I'm not, and that's how I started the podcast, not by trying to start a podcast, by starting the podcast, by doing the podcast. So that's the focus of today. It's the motto, it's the message. And it's because even over the last 6 months, I've seen so many people, especially when I'm coaching them, people who are new people into my groups and stuff, they want to try everything. They want to try starting a business. They want to try eating healthy. They want to try communicating better. They want to try making more sales. They want to try growing their business. And most people don't. They get spurts. They get spikes up that come back down. They take a step forward, they get 2 steps back. It's just a faulty mindset when you want to try. Number one, you're already giving yourself an out. That's the biggest thing. You're not all in. You've no conviction. Write that down. Conviction. You need conviction. You need to be consumed. When you want to do something, you want to be consumed by it. That's the only time you ever get shit done is when you're consumed by it. Think of all the things you've done recently. It's when they've consumed you, right? Like you can leave a mess in your house. Eventually you'll clean it. When it's just so much, it just consumes you and you're filled with rage or frustration. That's when you do it. It consumes you. Okay, when you're an entrepreneur and things are going, you're struggling for long enough, eventually you'll take the action. The bills are piling up, the clients aren't coming in, you're not making the sales, your product is not going out the door, you're not, your clothes aren't fitting, you're not in the best shape, whatever it is. Eventually you're going to get to the point where that thing consumes you, and now you're fueled to take action, to make a change. So that's why it's so important to not try. because trying is just a waste of time. It just means when you say I tried, that you're not really all in. You're not all in. You're not convicted. You don't have this resolve where you feel like I'm unbreakable, I'm immovable, I'm unstoppable, I'm unshakable. That's not there when you try. And you're letting yourself down, you're disappointing yourself, you're letting yourself down, you're breaking promises to yourself, and that's all contributing to a lack of confidence. I just did a masterclass, a true confidence masterclass, and that's one of the major, I call them confidence killers, is when you can't rely on yourself, when you break promises to yourself, when you're trying to do things, saying things, promising things that are out of alignment with who you really are. They're confidence killers. Now you lack confidence, and then you get more into distraction to make yourself feel better, and then you have way too much noise, so you're getting swallowed by all this noise, and you're not productive, you're not creative, you're not aligned, you're not in your truth, and you're wondering why you're frustrated. You're wondering why, you have bad habits, bad eating habits, bad spending habits, bad speaking habits, bad relationship habits, bad work habits, because it all comes from confusion. You're creating confusion consistently. You know how much I love alliteration. Don't you miss this alliteration in your life? Okay? Because I missed it. That's why I'm back. I missed all of you. I'm so excited to be back. I'm sorry it took so long. I know a lot of you guys really enjoy this podcast, get a lot from it. A lot of people asking. But a lot's happened in the last few months. I launched Back to Me Business. You guys, is the Back to Me podcast. I have a program called Back to Me, a phenomenal personal coaching program. It's literally transforming people. We had a coaching call last week, and just so many great questions. But when one person asks a question, it resonates with everybody. And it was just, the reaction this week is just transforming people. It's touching people. It's moving people. Then I launched Back to Me Business, because you know how passionate I am about business and entrepreneurship and high performance. And I do a lot of executive coaching for the last number of years, and do a lot of corporate training for companies. And the Back to Me Business is all the corporate training I've done. So on the sales, leadership, communication, influence, high performance, all of that stuff, culture, vision, strategies for success, collaboration, all of that stuff I do with companies, I've put into Back to Me Business. And now for the first time ever, individuals can get that high-level business training and mentorship and guidance, okay? And I love that. And it's Back to Me Business. We have Back to Me Business. And we didn't have Business Plus, which is a program then that invites people to have direct access to me for a year, so they can text me anytime and get real objective mentoring throughout any situation. And also they get access to my mastermind. So I'm doing a 2-day event in Dubai, and I have single event tickets only. So if you're listening to this, you're like, I'm in Dubai, or I'd love to go to Dubai, and I'd love to spend 2 days with you, Aidan, and learn from you. Well, you can do that. So the Life and Business Mastermind is on 22nd and 23rd of November. So make sure you come to that if you can. There's early bird tickets available right now. It won't be available for long, because I'm keeping that, a lot of the tickets already gone. I'm keeping it pretty small because I want to spend time with people. I want to get to know people. I want to connect. So if you're interested in that event, 2 days in Dubai with me, okay, just send me a reply to, the link is below actually in the description, but you can also email me or DM me on Instagram and ask me about it. So my point is, I've been doing a lot. I've been doing a lot, busy, and seeing all the time the same story. When I go in, I work with companies now, there's 100 people in the room, entrepreneurs, professionals, career professionals, and they're all trying, they're all struggling, they're all drowning in noise. Write that down, drowning in noise. That's what most people are doing. They're drowning in noise. You didn't think you could drown in noise, but you can, because there's no air there. There's no oxygen there. It's just noise. It's just distraction. It's mind pollution. And what I want for everybody is to feel clarity, to know who you are, so that you say yes confidently and that you can say no confidently. That's really what I want you guys to find that clarity. Clarity leads to confidence. Confidence, it leads to consistency. That's why people are inconsistent. They lack confidence. Curiosity leads to clarity. If we go back a step further, curiosity to clarity, clarity to confidence, confidence then to consistency. And people are struggling with consistency because they're trying, But don't try anymore. Just do. I want you to change your language. I do. I will. I am. It is. That's the only option. Doing is the only option. Write that down. Doing is the only option. And there's no failing then. You can't go wrong. It's the chapter in the book. You can't be found if you don't get lost. You can't go wrong. Everything is perfect. But if you do, and the more you do, it's all giving you feedback. Remember the other chapter, your chaos is your communication. Everything that's coming back is communicating. There's a message in there. Okay, your trauma has a treasure. Did you ever hear that? I heard that one recently. I liked it. Your trauma is a treasure. So, there's gifts in everything. And the only way to activate those gifts almost is by doing. So you remember, if you listened to this podcast before, I talk about inspired action. When you have a vision and you don't think of it, you think from it. You pull the vision into now. And then you start getting ideas and imagining what that life would be like, what that version of you would be like. Then what happens is your brain gets these ideas, it gets these insights connected to that vision, which is from the heart and your imagination. So it's based on truth. After you've healed yourself a little bit. If you haven't healed yourself, that vision might be distorted. But the more work you've done on yourself to let go, and that's what Back to Me is, if you guys remember, it's about letting go of everything you're not. So you can realize, remember, and reveal everything you are. I just got chills. Okay, that's what the Back to Me mission is. It's about letting go. You have to be willing to surrender. You have to be willing to let go. That's why you're here. Let go. And what happens then is you've clarity, you've space now for these insights to come. The insights come. And you're like, oh, that's a good idea. And then you take action. Boom. That's inspired action. And when you take those inspired actions, you can't go wrong. Now, you might be moved left to right. It's not always going to be a straight line. It's going to be left and right, up, down, back to front, inside out. You could be turned. But everything is for a purpose to get you to that vision, and more importantly, to get that vision to you. I hope this is making sense for you. So again, letting go of everything, getting clarity, creating that vision, pulling the vision into the now, allowing yourself to receive ideas and insights, taking action based on those insights, aka inspired action, is doing. And then not tripping yourself up with, I'll try. Not tripping yourself up with, let's see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, give it a go, see what happens. No, just do it. Just do it. Just doing. I want to free you of the burden of doubt and insecurity and fear. What if, no, just do. Just everyone's, let me tell you, as somebody who's coaching many people all over the world, very successful people, a lot of them very successful, millionaires, right? Everybody's lost. Everybody's lost. Everybody's making mistakes. Everybody's full of fear. Everybody's full of doubt. Everybody hasn't a clue what they're doing ultimately, trying to figure it out. Everyone on LinkedIn you see with all their perfect bloody photos and their great posts, they're lost as well. They don't know what, they're just putting the best foot forward. They're doing, at least. But you think they have it all together. Even sometimes I think they have it all together, and then I realize, no, I know them, or I know someone who knows them, or I know the situation, I know that industry, I know that company, I know that person, I know that story, that situation. It's an illusion. And that's why you have to be so careful about social media. You have to be careful. And again, you're listening to podcasts like this. Great step. It's a pat on the back because we have to take action. Read books. Great. Pat on the back. Right step in the right direction. Feeding your mind. But all that's temporary, really. And you have to be careful with this. Okay, because what you have to, all of this information I'm giving you is to activate you, is to wake you up so you can explore yourself. You can get on the path of self-discovery to discover your truth. All I can do is shine light. That's what I'm here for, to shine light on things for you to see differently so you can walk the new path for you. But nobody can tell you what's right for you. They can only help you awaken so you can discover that. But everybody on social media is presenting a perfect face. It's not like that. It's not like that. None of us have a clue what we're doing, me included. We do our best. We take steps. We get ideas. We take action. I want to free you of this burden. guise of this perfectionism. And that's the main cause of people trying, is they want it to be perfect. I understand it. I want it to be perfect. And that's even when I started this podcast, and people wrote me and laughed, saying, wow, you really just press play and start talking. I'm like, because they heard me sneeze and making jokes. And for some people, they're like, it's not scripted. I said, of course not scripted. Of course it's not scripted. I only need a sentence and I can go. And it's real. And that's what people like. They can feel it's real. Okay? Like, sometimes people get caught up in preparation. Too much preparation. Yes, you should be prepared. Yes, like I'm prepared. I have 15 years doing this. Speaking on stage, coaching, building businesses, building a sales team, building a 20,000 customer business in 8 countries. That's my preparation. That's why I can start now and press play and talk, working with hundreds of people directly every month. That's why I can do this. That's preparation. But some people are preparing in a different way. They're trying to just get everything right around them. They want the studio. They want everything lined up. They want to feel perfect. They want to look perfect. And then, okay, I'll take a step. Then I'll apply for the job. Then I'll go to the event. Then I'll get out of my way to meet some people. Then I'll join the club. Then I'll start the business. Everyone's waiting for perfection. Nobody has a clue. All the people you look up to hadn't a clue. They just did their best. And again, they got there by doing, not by trying. I just want you to remove the word out of your vocabulary, because you're giving yourself a way out. You're also speaking a lack of confidence. You're speaking a lack of confidence. I'll try. Like it's even I'll try. It's like making you smaller. You're making yourself smaller when you try. Hopefully, maybe, fingers. No, do. And live. Do or die. Live with how it falls. Let the chips fall how they will, but get into a practice of doing. Write that down. Get into a practice of doing. Doesn't matter. And start small. So it's like, I'm just going to do it. If you want thinking about running, just go out and run. Put on shoes and go outside. If it's lifting weights, just go to the gym. Join the gym. Starting a business, just start getting ready to launch your business, doing your research, figuring out what you're going to offer, what's your product, what's your service. Just start, just do. You want to be more flexible, just start the yoga, do it. Start stretching right now on the floor where you're at. Just do, guys. Nobody got anywhere by just trying. Okay, because the key with the language thing, which I was talking about a second ago, is your language affects your energy. And when you don't have the full power, like I said, when it doesn't consume you don't have full power, how are you expected to go very far? If you keep saying, I'll try, you're waiting for someone else's approval almost. You're waiting for the universe, God's approval. You're waiting for acceptance. You're waiting for more evidence. That's what I'll try is saying. It's saying you're not fully convinced. It's saying you're waiting for evidence from external evidence. That's the issue. Instead of you having it's a burning desire in your heart. It's a calling inside of you. That's all the evidence you need. It's compelled. You're compelled to do this. That's it. That's all you need. Do it. If you're compelled, do it. Write it down. If I'm compelled, do it. If I'm compelled, I do. If I'm compelled, I do. If I'm compelled, I do. That's it. If you're compelled, do it. So just let go of this trying story. It's just a story. You're weakening yourself. You're lessening yourself. You're delaying yourself. All the blessings and gifts that are there for you, you're delaying because you're waiting. Waiting is a failing game. Is there exceptions when you should wait for things? Of course. But generally speaking, I was speaking to people out here who want to do something in their lives. Waiting is a failing game. Okay? So it's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop trying. Just do it. Whatever it is, do it. And there's such a freedom in doing it when you, like you often heard me say, which you can't deny, promote. There's such a freedom in it. Like, if I fail, I fail. Doesn't matter. And I love it. I still remind myself, I don't care. Do it. Just do it. Like that famous poem I often talk about. I love Theodore Roosevelt, The Man in the Arena. There's something, I was given a gift of it years ago from someone that they said when they thought of me, they really thought of that poem. It's like the man in the arena, swinging. Once you're swinging, That's it. It's easy. All the people in the stands watching, they can say what they want. But you swinging out there in the arena, on the pitch, on the court, on wherever you are, just playing, going for it. That's where your freedom lies. That's where your confidence lies. That's where the information, if you feel like you're not getting answers, it's because you're waiting. You know, it's like when you forget something and you're trying to remember and you're just waiting, hoping it never comes. Then you go doing something else. Guess what? Oh, yeah, now I remember. You just have to get it. Everything is better when you do. When you're moving, things happen, blessings happen, opportunities arise when you are moving. When you are stagnant, when you leave water there, anything there stagnating after a while, how does it look? Sitting there. Doesn't look good, doesn't smell good, doesn't taste good. And maybe you don't look good, smell good, or taste good right now either. And that's your fault. Listen to the episode. It's not them, it's me. Right, so I said it's not them, it's you, as I wrote. Okay, so it's time to take responsibility. It's time to stop trying. Free yourself. Free yourself of trying and start doing. No matter what it is, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a DM on Instagram at Aidan O'Brien Official. Send me an email, info@theaidanobrien.com. Tell me what you're doing now. Tell me what you stopped trying and what you started doing. It's so great to be back with you guys. I'm really excited. I got here by doing. I didn't get here by trying. I'm back talking to you, sharing some insights, sharing some experience, sharing some knowledge that I have and things I've accumulated over my lifetime, sharing with you by doing. And I want you to do the same. The world deserves you to do. The world deserves, and the world is waiting for you, and God is waiting, the universe is waiting, everything is waiting for you to express yourself. Whatever that is, whatever variation that comes, whatever way that looks, just, you know in your heart the things you should be doing. It's time to do them. Okay? Now, this is the Back to Me podcast, but, you know, I love doing the With Back to Me business program and all the corporate training. The reason I created Back to Me business is because I love talking about the business. And I talked about that in the Back to Me program, but I loved having a separate place to talk solely business, entrepreneurship, career, high performance. And then the people in Back to Me business also get back to me. So they're in Back to Me, I'm able to go fully into the spiritual, mental, emotional understanding of truth, alignment, and all of that stuff, awareness. So it's given me really a lot of freedom to be all in, and then people benefit from either or both if they're in business. And I'm going to do the same thing with the podcast. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to speak all in on the personal, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual here on Back to Me. And I want to be able to speak about the business on Back to Me business. So keep an eye out for the Back to Me business podcast, which will be everything around high performance, everything around career. If you're a career professional, everything around entrepreneurship and being a business owner, being in business, all of those things will be separate. Now, I will be, I'm sure, crossing over time to time. But if you're into business, you're into entrepreneurship, keep an eye out for that. And again, as always, if you're ready to make a change, if you're ready to do something, to have the accountability, because, you know, outside accountability is a game changer. The reason you're not doing what you're doing is because you don't have the accountability. You keep talking yourself out of it. If you're ready for accountability, if you're ready for change, book a call below with me. Speak to me about, how I can show you the exact framework to move in the direction you want to move in. How I can show you the exact framework to be more confident, to find your truth, to find your power, to get what you want to get in life. I will show you how to do it, but you have to book the call. You have to take the step first. So that's it, guys. That's the first episode back. Super excited to be back sharing with you. If there's topics you want to hear, again, message me on Instagram. If you like this podcast, please leave a review, leave 5 stars, share it with a friend. If someone you know is not doing, they're trying and they're not doing, send them this podcast. We are back. We're Back to Me. See you guys soon.